What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics so you don't drown too. I'm just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. So, not too long ago, in a few of my videos, I've mentioned that sometimes when you're dealing with the mentally ill or you're dealing with people with ill intentions, they will try to mask their actions or the way that they're trying to do things with things that they know is going to get the desired effects from you. So a person who hates you will sit there and call you a racist when them themselves are racist while they push their violence upon you. Things like this, I mean, for example, perfect example, let's look at this video, shall we? I haven't seen most of the video, I've seen about 30 seconds of the video, but let's look into this.
Well, just got my chain ripped off me and my shirt ripped because I got back to New York City on day one and somebody yelled at me for my ancestors owning slaves, apparently.
So you literally just came into New York City and you were robbed. And they sat there and they told you, they yelled at you and screamed at you and said something about your ancestors owning slaves has absolutely nothing to do with you, but they knew that that would give you the desired effect so that they can do what they wanted to do to you. What they wanted was your chain. That's all they cared about. And they saw you as a target, you as a victim. That's all it was. Another thing, please, people, you need to understand this. When you're going into the cities, especially New York City, that is when the most bullshit goes down. I still don't understand to this day why there are no cameras in the train station. Or I'm sorry, there's cameras in the train station, but there's no cameras in the trains, or maybe they are, but they need to be made more aware. We need to have cameras facing four different directions in every fucking cart, and police officers ready at a moment's notice. We need these things, and they don't fucking sit there and tell me that these are not possible to be obtainable, because these things are 100% possible, especially with all these people that they're putting into our country right now. A lot of the crimes that happens on the bus and it happens on the train. They can stop it. That's not invading your fucking privacy. You are in public at that point. Sorry for talking so much, but it's a goddamn shame.
There's another piece of my shirt on the ground.
You didn't mention what race he was, but I mean, you kind of dry snitched anyway. We already know, but let's continue.
All right, I got a new shirt. I'm out of the subway. This other guy called the police. They never came. Naturally, waited 10 minutes, so I'm not going to ruin my date for that. But I'm going to give a little context. I have a second now, so I can explain what happened. I'm obviously not in New York City anymore. I'm in the woods. I left the next morning after that. Unrelated to that, I wouldn't be scared off so easily. I was at a dinner with family, then I went to go on a date. I got on the subway in Fulton Street. You could look that up. Hopefully they have security cameras. To the people that already, without even seeing the full story, are accusing me of lying about this. I don't know why, but yeah.
Of course, they will consider that you're lying. You know why? Because you go against their reality. Fulton Street, I'm guessing, is in Manhattan. I think there's another Fulton Street in Brooklyn. I'm not exactly sure. But again, let me see. Fulton Street is in Manhattan, is it not? I'm pretty sure Fulton Street is in Manhattan. Fulton Street, New York. Where is that at? The financial district. Yeah, that shit ain't in the fucking Brooklyn. That shit is in Manhattan. So that's in Manhattan. See, again, when I was growing up, most shit like this didn't really go down too fucking often, because for the most part, the people who couldn't in Manhattan, a lot of black people or black adjacents or anything like that, they couldn't afford to be in Manhattan. Manhattan was known as Caucasian Central because only middle class people, for the most part, even lower class people, higher lower class people were over there. There was no shelters, there was no Section 8 housing and all of these shelters and all of this shit. There was none of that. And I'm not sitting here saying that this person randomly just didn't see this person over in this area. He comes from another area. But again, this wasn't something that happened very often. You know, you had the Bronx, you had Queens, you had Brooklyn. In terms of Fulton Street being in Manhattan, no, absolutely not.
For political reasons, I guess. About this, I don't know why, but yeah, for political reasons, I guess. I hear yelling, look around the corner, and there's this black guy and a white guy, and the black guy has this white guy up against the railing in the subway. Where's the, look how beautiful this is. Fuck me. And he has him up against the railing, and he's just yelling at him for basically for slavery. That's the
Oh, so that's his stick?
saying, you know, you people have kept my people down for too long. A change is coming. He reaches his hand behind his back in his backpack, and he says, "I have a gun. I could shoot you. I could." And it gets right up in his face. You know, then the black guy jumps back, and he like puts his hands up, and he said, "This guy just called me an N-word." He says the actual word.
Hey, yo, the playbook. The playbook. So he's trying to pacify the other person to do what he wants to do, and then he's going around and making sure other people don't interfere by trying to make it justify for the bullshit he's doing. Me, if I was a white person and I was in that situation and he came at me talking about some bullshit, talking about some, your people have kept my people down, I'd be like, and you know what? Today we're gonna keep you down again, buddy. And we would have gotten it in. Just, man, listen.
And he says, "This guy
Man,
just called me an
listen.
N-word. He's gonna hurt me. Someone, please help get it on video." And he goes back to the guy who grabs him by the neck. You know. So then I go over and I try to de-escalate it. The
Nope.
police button was called, so I thought that help was on the way. So I was like, okay, I can help in the meantime. Big mistake. I should have called the cops. And you'll find out why later. I step in. I say, "We're all friends here. It's cool. You know.
Nope.
Like, what's wrong with?"
That's your fault. That's your mistake.
And then the guy turns to me, grabs me, and the other guy, white guy, fucking runs away. And
Damn.
then he starts yelling at me,
Damn.
just for about reparations, you know, because, and he's saying, you know, you're white and I'm 25% white because all black people in this country were raped by you. You know, you owe us, so you got to pay us, you know, and we're gonna hurt you. Then there's another lady, and I look over his shoulder. There's another lady, and this black woman, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Motherfucker, where are you? In Narnia?
Good. Got a snapping turtle here. The baby. I got a.
You can tell the person that came by him was white as well. Ain't no black person walking down a goddamn trail in the forest anywhere. You know damn well that's not their habitat. I'm trying not to bash black people, but man, you already know that person wasn't fucking black. Black people don't even have that characteristic to be friendly walking past somebody. I try doing that shit sometimes. People look at me like I'm crazy. I try. But my man literally he went to another stage of DLC to get away from that shit. That's crazy.
This is the second guy I found this week very far away from, without a mother. I feel like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. right now. So also 2 feet away from the subway tracks on either side. This guy is about 100 pounds on me, and I'm aware of my.
Missed the part. The other woman started yelling the same lines, threats to me, essentially about reparations. You know, bro, I'm starting to really feel like as though black people are no better than the Muslims when it comes down to it. How they say moderate Muslims, um, they just want a radical Muslim to kill you. Right? They won't kill you, but they want a radical Muslim to kill you. And the thing is, with when it comes down to black, I'm talking about blacks, actual blacks. How I said there's 3 classes of blacks, right? You got your thugs, your didn't do nothings. Then you got your people doing the bare minimum. And those are also people who feel like as though the world owes them everything. They do just enough to get by, but at the end of the day, they don't want to go beyond and above and do better for the next generation or for themselves. They'll do just enough. And eventually they'll probably end up crashing out or some bullshit. But then eventually when you hear their real colors come out, a lot of times they feel like as though the world owes them reparations. The craziest thing is the did do nothings. A lot of times they don't even bring up the fact of the matter that they feel like as though the world owes them anything. They're gonna take what they want regardless. But the middle ones that just feel like as though everybody owes them shit and they do the bare minimum. And then you got the actual blacks who are trying to do what they need to do. And it's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
My shortcomings, and one of them is that I could get tossed in the tracks like an absolute um, piece of toast. I'm done. So, oh yeah. He looked the other way. I grab my hat back and I try to run, and he grabs me from the back, turns me around on the stairways, rips my shirt in half, like off my body. And then I have a silver necklace that has a lot of sentimentality to me, or it was. And he rips that off. He says, "I'm taking your chain." And then he and the woman and another guy who was get on the subway. And the other guy, I didn't know was with him. He was videotaping this. So he was, I guess trying to get footage. They'd all come from a rally. They had flags. They were asking me about the flags,
What?
if I knew what they were and whatnot. But they were all, I think, coming just from that rally. If anyone
What?
knows what that was, let me know. I'm curious. So he was videotaping us all trying to get footage for that you could splice up to make for your supporters. I don't know
What?
if anyone would support that, but yeah,
Now I
that's the
realize
one
they was
gone and the white guy.
now I realize they were probably trying to harass people into compromising situations to record them. Yeah, it sounds like as though sounds like this is a lot more than what the hell I initially thought it was. I thought that this was one person. I thought that this was one person just acting fucking crazy because that's what you actually do see a lot of times in a city or New York City. But what this shit sounds like, it sounds like they're trying to start some bullshit and they're probably gonna use that to flare up other like-minded individuals to think that that shit is okay. That's what that sounds like.
Guy comes up to me from before. He says he's called the cops. Are waiting on them. And also it tells me that they did it to another guy before him. So there were 3 people. They just went person. And they got on the subway, left, and they probably did it to 50 other people.
And that's when those 50 fucking people should have gotten them. I do not want to be blamed for calling for violence in that situation. Sometimes I know people on the left, they don't like to hear this. Sometimes violence is necessary. It's one thing to be peaceful but capable of violence, then another thing to not be able. Man, what do you know how to fuck whatever the fuck Jordan Peterson said, or it's better to be a warrior in a garden and a gardener in a war, or some shit. You already know what I'm saying. Tired.
I haven't read the news, so hopefully no one got tossed in the tracks by accident or anything bad happened. Worse than us. He reported it. It was an incident. It was not a crime, so it's not going to be labeled as a crime. And that's why there's no report and whatnot. And the police never came. And after 15 minutes, I left. He stayed later to see if they would come. They never came either. He told me the next day. And he made a good point. He was saying to me, like, look, even if they did get arrested, it wouldn't matter because they would get released tonight. They wouldn't even get held overnight for the morning. They would just be gone. Because then I got out of the subway later in Brooklyn, and I look around and somebody getting arrested there, 2 cops trying to arrest somebody. Then a shop owner is on the other side of the street yelling for the cops because he wants them to come help him with another problem. And there are crackheads everywhere. And I've lived in New York City my whole life. So when I say there are crackheads everywhere, I really actually mean it.
Bro, where the fuck are you? My man lived in Brooklyn he lived in New York his entire life. Where is he? Where is this man, bro? Wait, do you white people have a shadow pocket dimension that you guys can go to and you want to get away from crazy black people and the bullshit? What the fuck? Where is this?
It was just a circus. This is my thought now after one day. If there's one takeaway, anyone is watching this and anyone cares, it's not about me. I'm fine. I hope no one else was hurt. The only important thing here is, can we please get to a point in society where we can agree that breaking the law is bad, like committing a crime is a bad thing?
No, because the ones that's doing it don't care about not breaking the law. They don't care about not breaking the law. This is the thing you don't understand. They don't care about that. They'll use their own ways to try to bend the law to go into their favors. That's what the type of people you're dealing with. That's what you're dealing with.
To do. It seems like we don't have that anymore, and it's more important to be nice to people who break the law because we don't know where they came from or what struggles they had.
Fuck them
And I
niggas.
could even tell this video is probably going to get a lot of heat, probably from half of my friends. But
They're not your friends
yeah,
then.
first of all, look at that. That's beautiful. Come on.
Bro, where are you?
We're now at the water.
The water?
This guy, he had to listen to this whole story. I don't know what's your opinion, sir. No. Silent.
They got clean water in the pocket dimension?
I hope you feel a little bit woke. Or who are you going to vote for? Do you know? I don't know. Kind of looks like Trump.
Oh. Oh.
It actually more looks like Bernie Sanders. Look at him.
I was gonna
No,
say
it
they got
looks like
turtles.
Joe Byron.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay. What? Okay, there he is. He chose freedom.
Yeah, he didn't like you calling him Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. He was cool with you when you called him Trump. He didn't move an inch. Now he ain't happy. Now he ain't happy. Man, listen, that shit is crazy. But you know what? They're gonna keep getting more and more emboldened. Of course, this is gonna happen. What do you think? And on top of that, what's gonna end up happening is they're gonna use the situation where we're getting pushed out in place in favor for illegals, and you're gonna see the dead new nothings, and you're gonna see the people who do the bare minimum become more and more and more dangerous. So watch out for that. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'll catch you next time. Peace.